if you see. And we are live. A very warm welcome to the panelists today on February 20th on behalf of Literary Warriors Group. Today is Poetry Meet 72. And in this month, we are celebrating Chinese New Year, Ramzan, ya Ramadan, Ash Wednesday, followed by Lent. So we have had so many holy things happening in addition to Valentine's Day, Black History Month, the shortest month, and the leap year. We, in this part of the world, have President's Day, Groundhog Day, Health and Awareness Day, and historically also, this month stems from the Roman purification ritual, Februm, and hence this month. And we are also known in this month for being the Chocolate Lovers Month. And it is a pleasure. We are here together. And I welcome each one of you on the panel. Rashmi Sabale, she is in Germany currently. An electrical engineer by training and trade, an artist by choice where her heart has truly stayed. Machines once heard her, but now humans feel her. Stories and rhyme. 15 years of theater behind her, now the stage is her forever time. I invite you, dear Rashmi, to share with all of us your life's journey so far and your love for traveling. Over to you. And do unmute yourself.
Thank you, Rupadi, for such a lovely introduction. So let me start without wasting a second. It is the journey of life. I love to travel, not because I want to know about you, but because every road gives me a chance to remember who I am. Each journey becomes a quiet conversation with myself. The places change. The faces blur, but my story walks beside me. Sometimes light, sometimes heavy, always honest. It was never easy. The path rose suddenly, dipped without warning. There were moments when my feet ached and my heart questioned the distance. Ups taught me courage, downs taught me patience. Every pause shaped me, even the ones filled with silence. Time has a tender way of editing memory. It softens the sharp edges, lets go of the weight. I choose to remember the laughter, the warm mornings, the unexpected kindness, the strength I didn't know I had. This is my journey of life. Not perfect, not planned, but deeply lived. And as I keep moving forward, I carry only the good things, letting them guide me to the new horizon. Letting them guide me to the new horizon. This was my life. This is my life. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, Rashmi. As you are inching towards the new horizons and experimenting with the passions you hold deep in your heart, we wish you the very best and we salute you for making a change, a complete change from engineering to art. And so your left and right brain are active, and it is wonderful to hear your journey so far. And we will be watching your future journey also unfolding every day. Thank you so much, dear Rashmi. Now it is my turn to invite another wonderful human being, Dr. Rita Malhotra, mathematician, poet, translator with a global graceful voice, a postdoctoral fellow from Paris, former KNC principal by choice, president of PAC India, WP ambassador with books in 16 tongues that travel far. Her award-winning verses, like Suffering Too, has a destination. Her first poem is based on the Uttarakhand disaster that holds relevance in current times as one often witnesses headlines and horrifying news of plural lives lost in landslides and floods in the hills. Over to you, dear Dr. Rita, on Shiva's silence. And I request everyone to go on mute who is not rendering their poem.
Thank you, Rupa. There's so much affection coming out of the introduction. Thank you so much for that. This is called Shiva's silence. Noon image, futility of a clinging sun on the breast of a shamed, helpless sky. The exquisite architecture of the Kedarnath shrine, tracing centuries of mythology, warms to yellow. Yet we hear no echo that recalls rhythms of life. Shiva, the bestower of longevity, trapped the descending Ganges in his matted locks, absorbing her fall. Yet today he thrust the Mandakini down from the high trapeze of ruthless glaciers, washing villages off the map, dragging scarlet dreams of annihilated beings that belong to the river now. Shiva played the conventional destroyer, oblivious to the difference between beautiful and ugly, between man and ghost, between life and death. He watched the tandava of nature as the debris at the temple threshold gathered heaps of bones, bodies, and vestiges of life. Are these mutually or are these merely cultural delusions for the supreme hermit that we know as Shiva? A vertiginous night descends, sad lights on the mountainscape rise out of blackened waters. The cadence of darkness is mine alone today. I sit down to write the countless forgotten names in my remembrance diary. Uncertain thoughts ask of the lone survivor, the Shivalinga. Why is life so short? Why is death so long? Thank you.
So beautiful, so beautiful. And the
Thank
way you have rendered it, awesome. I am
thank you.
still, I am still having goosebumps on my face as well as on my body.
So,
So
so
beautiful.
nice of you. It was 2013, the disaster, and it keeps happening somewhere or the other in the hills.
So true.
And,
We have
and
Vishnu Gosain ji, who's joined in and who is appreciating your poem, Rita ji. And he says he likes your interpretation. Juhi is saying hello to us. Sangeeta Sinha admires Rashmi. And we have Sangeeta Sinha who says Adbhut to Rita ji's poem. And Sangeeta says explained everything. Thank you so much. And we have Impish Lass Publishing saying, lovely rendition to you. Dr. Rita, thank you so much for a beautiful poem on what is impacting so many of us on regular basis, even after that disaster in 2013, which lingers not only amongst the families impacted, but the entire community. And requesting you all to go on mute so that we do not have any echoes, I invite Rupa Bhargava, Ajat Anant, pens in two tongues, with a mind both sharp and free, a BHU and IIM alum, blends data science and HR with soulful creativity. Since her debut, her acclaim has grown through themes of love, spirit, and giving. A consultant, mother, adventurer, she turns life's many cultures into imagery vividly living. And I invite her to share her The Ink Stained Glitch, which is a nostalgic reflection on the shift from tactile analog past to the sterile digital present. Over to you, dear Ajadanand.
Thank you so much, Rupa. And as always, it was a wonderful introduction. You just put so much to it. Thank you so much. Sharing my poem, The Ink Stained Glitch. And I'm sure it's going to take you down the memory lanes. Pencils, erasers, notebooks, ink pens. Sun drenched days, I spied the hidden dens. The scent of cedar, the graphite grit, those blue-black ghosts on my ink-stained fingertips. Broken steel nibs, the scratch of the pen. My fingers still twitch to hold them again. Once the ink bled, now the shadows itch, and I still get pulled back from this modern glitch. The pockets and plates were never bare. The pockets and plates were never bare, with plenty to taste and plenty to spare, satiated hearts and settled knife souls found all they needed in simple life goals. Hearts were always full of love. Hearts were full of love, those innocent smiles, free from the world and its hidden guiles. Ignorance is bliss. Now I strongly feel. Today, we have complex rents, yet no one to heal. Those static stutters locked in time, where ink has dried now between the lines. An echo of paper in today's world of wire, the old ghost is still dancing in the digital fire, reminding us of the pencils, erasers, notebooks, ink pens, those sun drenched days, and I spied those hidden dents. So that was my poem, The Ink Stained Glitch.
Beautiful. It transports us back into staining not just the paper, but the clothes and the fingers when we started writing with ink initially. And I
Yes.
think we somehow connected the poets and writers with ink stained fingers once
Yeah.
upon a time. So it's beautiful. Thank you so much,
Very,
Ajaz
very
and Rupa.
nostalgic. Very nostalgic. Transporting us to those days, childhood, when
So
we
true,
used to
so
spoil.
true. So true. We have Nivedita who's joined in and who's welcoming us all. And we have Rashmi also commenting, saying literature at its best with LWG. And now it's my turn to invite our lovely Satinder Kaur, trilingual poet and storyteller, graces international anthologies and journals, and has stood as poet at World Poetry Conferences 4 and 5. Her work appears globally where her verses thrive, with masters in English and physics, and teaching for 4 decades with Wisdom Study Trace. A Mahila Kavya Manch member, she continues to share poems with lyrical, enduring grace. She always writes very sweet, lovely, touching poems. Her first poem is on First Love, which talks about a fortunate girl whose initial naive expressions of love are translated into sacred vows of marriage, and thereafter, the hubby's loyalty and support in every phase of life seems to transport her into a virtual heaven. Over to you, dear Satinderji.
Thank you, dear Rupa, for this lovely introduction. And as you have told everyone, each here, those people who are here, panelists as well as viewers, that it is about love, the love, first love, the naive initial expressions of love which never knew how they are going to consummate themselves. So, some people say that it is my story, but it is not my story. It is someone else who is more fortunate than I am. So, I am here with my poem, First Love. In youth's innocence, like a bud unfurled, in youth's innocence, like a bud unfurled, you were my first crush in a juvenile world. Arranged by fate, our destinies entwine, growing together, our souls align. You, my husband, a beacon in life's whirl. You, my husband, a beacon in life's whirl, a love story unfolding like a precious pearl, like a melody composed with rhythm and rhyme. Our journey began a network divine. Differences no doubt emerged. Differences no doubt emerged. Many storms we weathered. Opinions clashed, yet love tethered. Your emotional maturity, like a gentle rain, your emotional maturity, like a gentle rain, nurtured our bond, erased the pain. Nurtured our bond, erased the pain. Your love, a shelter in life's tempest. Your love, a shelter in life's tempest, a lighthouse guiding when shadows crest, a cloak of responsibility worn so wisely, the balm of humor to soothe life's strains mysteriously, the balm of humor to soothe life's strains mysteriously. Our union, a tapestry woven with care, some threads of joy and some of despair. Our union, a tapestry woven with care, some threads of joy and some of despair. Through all seasons, hand in hand, we stride in this theatre of life, forever side by side. In this theatre of life, forever side by side. Thank you.
A marriage beautifully described. And
Very romantic.
we have Vishnuji saying about the stained ink. Now is swollen, tired fingers, but love overflows. And we have Nitya who has joined in, who's supporting us, clapping for us, and appreciating us. And we have Neelam Saxena here with us herself, who says, "Wonderful girls." So thank you so much for a beautiful
Thank
poem talking about importance of being gentle, supporting, and being there with kindness like a gentle rain. Thank you, Satinder ji. And I invite Shweta Bhide, an
thank
ex-IT professional turned homemaker, now wanders poetry's wide terrain. Her work online and in anthology shine, and Hyperpoem brought a Guinness record gain. Exploring heartfelt truths, she pours her soul into every word she writes. In quiet hours, where dreams take flight, she journeys through thoughts of darkness and light. Her first poem is the answer to why children are the happiest people on earth. Do you want to tell us, Shweta, why that is so?
Yes, I would love to. I would love to. Yes. Okay, so I know that when we have a general discussion among our friends, sometimes a topic starts and we don't know much about that topic and we stay quiet at that time. That time I wonder that is knowledge really everything? Is it really important for me to know about this particular topic, any topic, this particular topic or not? And then I I think that children know nothing, but still they and this thought then came into my mind that because they know nothing, they are the happiest people on earth. Because they don't have to put up with all the expectations, they don't have to uh, you know uh, deep dive into much thoughts. All they need to care about is their needs. If they need something, they ask for it, they if they get it, they are happy. So This poem I wrote with that thought in my mind. The title is Bliss of Ignorance, and here it goes. Uh, Tis the centurial era of knowledge. Knowledge translates to information. Information on your family may result in a sense of love. Information on your family may result in a sense of love. Information on your friends may result in a sense of inclusion. Information on your foes may give you a sense of power. Information on your foes may give you a sense of power. Now, the power of ignorance seems to be forgotten. Knowledge may fulfill the needs. Knowledge may fulfill the needs but gives wings to new greeds. Knowledge may fulfill the needs but gives wings to new greeds. Understand that knowledge will take you to greater heights. That knowledge will take you to greater heights. But a little ignorance may save you from a plight. Understand that knowledge will take you to greater heights, but a little ignorance may save you from a plight. Like the infants have no knowledge as they seek just the need. That is why purity is reflected through their eyes. That is why purity is reflected through their eyes and a bliss through wise smiles. And a bliss through wise smiles. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shweta. Very beautifully put. The power of, the bliss of ignorance. And I think it is a superpower. If I was sitting next to someone who I did not know who he or she is, would be better than knowing who he or she is, because I would be my authentic self not knowing. So I do
Yes.
think ignorance for most part can be bliss, if not all the
Yes.
time. And yes, that is the reason why children are blissful. Thank you for a wonderful poem.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I take the privilege to introduce our viewers, our charismatic and seasoned poet, Rupa Rao. Our very dear host she is, and I will like her to be introduced to all the viewers. Rupa Rao holds an MBA and a law degree. She serves as an admin at LWG and is chief coordinator for International Academy of Art Ethics. She is featured in global poetry anthologies, magazines, and literary platforms. She enjoys hosting poetry sessions and author chats. She loves nature walks and yoga. She has written a biography, co-authored and curated 7 poetry anthologies plus 1 prose. She also edited a novella and 3 poetry collections for writer friends. So here I invite Rupa Rao to present her poems to the viewers and to all of us. The
Thank you
stage
so
is
very
yours.
much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Satinder ji. Much appreciated. This is the month of love. This is the month of holy celebrations. And I wanted to touch upon a celebration of love. Welcome to the wedding party, where dollars are set ablaze, punch-drunk spectacle of love, torching life savings in a haze. The guests chug at the bar with doomed delight to puke in corners, staining romance in plain sight. Uncles debate nonsense, aunts critique with spite, cousins create chaos, proving eternal love is right. Bridesmaids wear outfits pricier than the monthly rent, donned once, clicked twice, to dress graveyard scent. Groomsmen pose in a slow motion breeze, melting inside suits they will shun for life with ease. Society chants bigger wedding, bigger love. Affection is not scored by budgets ignored. Enter Team Sensible. Recycles party wear sans shame. They aim for a starter home, do not torch savings on fleeting games. No champagne fountains, no floral fantasies overdose. Just folks who matter, not randoms in branded clothes. They party quietly, laugh aloud, eat well, sleep fine. No loans, no theatrics, no delusions, dressed as divine. Romance is not fireworks nor buffets to write off security away. It's building of a future together, not blowing entire savings in one day. Hey, newsflash! Weddings shouldn't scorch our planet for fun. Mandate demands humans to go green, not burn it all before life's begun. So, this was my little attempt at wedding celebration of love.
So unique.
Very nice.
Thank
बहुत
you.
सुंदर.
Very, very
Very
nice.
nicely, you mentioned about cousins, bridesmaid.
We actually
Thank you
went back to
so
the
much.
scenario of the marriage. What all
The,
came out. I
the
won't.
whole,
Thank you so much.
And
you
romance is
have
not
brought before our
fireworks.
eyes the whole scene of marriage. And at the same time, environmental pollution, what happens these days while celebrating the marriage functions. So the very relevant idea you have given
Strong
here
message.
through your poem.
Thank you
Very
so
Very
much.
nice.
We have lovely Apude, Aparna Pradhan, Rashmi's partner in crime, in drama, in song, in dance, is here. She says, very nice. Good evening, everyone. Sangeeta Sinha, who's been consistently with us, says, very nice. And Vishnuji says, I agree, blissful children. And then we have Kumar Prasanna, dear friend Kumar Prasanna, who's joined us. Thank you so much to everyone who's been with us. And Nitya has been with us. Neelam Saxena has joined in. And now I want to request dear Rashmi, who has turned, should I say, 180 degrees from engineering and IT into the space of arts and creativity, to talk about her transformation, titled My Transformation. Over to you. Unmute yourself, Rashmi, if you are the mute.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rupadi. And let me tell you one thing. I had been talking about others all these years. So now this is me time here in this country. So I have written something about this transformation again. I once spoke in circuits. I once spoke in circuits, clean and complete, where order hummed beneath my feet. My world was angles, volts, and codes, equations mapping my destined roads. Days ran like current through steady wire because I'm an electrical engineer. So days ran like current through steady wire, each formula quite fire. I tuned the pulse of metal and flame, chasing perfection with no name. Yet somewhere between resistors glow and the quiet hum and what I know, a longer note began to rise. A murmur, a melody, a human cry. The stage called softly through the din, a place where masks reveal within. No blueprint could define that spark, no circuit capture the beating dark. I left behind my soldered dreams and stepped into the shifting beams. Wires turned to strings, tools to tone as I rebuilt meaning from flesh and bone. My hands, once skilled in precise repair, learned to shape silence, tension, and air. Each moment electric, each thought a play. Emotion rewired in 1,000 ways. I studied not electrons now, but eyes. How truth ignites when language lies. Timing a breath, measuring tears, each line soldered through human years. The stage became my circuitry, the light my pulse, the words my key, what once I built with tools and steel. I now create with what I feel, yet deep inside that engineer remains, counting rhythm, analyzing pains. Both crafts entwined. They intertwine precision, shaping the poet's line, for art and science share this flame. Both seek pattern, both seek name. From voltage arcs to actors' cries, I bridge the world where logic flies. So here I stand between the two, wire and word, the old and new. My purpose? Humming. My purpose is humming. My circuit's free. I am what both have made of me. I am what both have made of me. That's wire and words. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
wow, Rashmi. Here
Beautiful,
we are
Rashmi,
studying the
beautiful.
circuitry
Loved
to
it,
go
loved it.
onto the stage and embrace creativity and from wire to the word. Oh my God. Love it. You're straddling the two worlds, and we love your transformation. And we love to see your wings being spread and you touching the skies. And we have your partner in crime who also is admiring, saying, loved your journey, beautifully penned poem, Rashmi, very well recited. And Sangeeta says, balance between art and science. And everyone who wants to do it but is unable to, I'm sure wishes could be in your shoes. So, saluting you for doing what you're doing, taking a complete U turn, I think, and doing what your heart calls out to you. Now, after a beautiful, beautiful poem by Rita, the first one on what had happened in 2013, and she invoked Shiva, and Shivratri has just passed. Her next poem is on the craft of personification and poetry, wherein inanimate, insensate objects breathe a life of their own. And she talks about ashtray. Over to you, Rita.
Thank you. But before that, Rashmi, I loved your soldering dreams. And just to share with you, I used to teach Boolean algebra, at the final year level, and we used to do switching circuits. So every time you went back to your
Oh,
electrical
wow.
engineering, I was taken
Yeah.
back there, to my teaching days.
Right.
Thank you so much. Lovely poet. Yeah, Rupa ji, thank you. Yes, the ashtray, which is found in every home, so inanimate, but here the ashtray speaks. Ashtray. They light, I burn in the richness of intricate stonework, sometimes in crystal finery, absorbing everyday assaults like a silent brick. Entangled in ash dynamics, I am labeled a dead millstone. Entangled in ash dynamics, I am labeled a dead millstone, cursed by my own fantasy of bearing the eternal burden of burning ash as I watch the smoke of drawing room conversations mingle with that of burning cigarettes. But do not forget that I house the ash that depicts immortality in ancient mythical treasures, for nobody can burn it or destroy it. I rejoice in the depth of my being as I remain the proud ashtray. I remain the proud ashtray that continues to house the symbol of destruction, the symbol of permanence. Sorry, that came on my laptop. I think the WhatsApp was open. I'm so sorry. But basically, the ashtray as a symbol of destruction and the symbol of permanence. Thank you.
And immortality. How beautifully, beautifully depicted, and loved hearing your rendition as well. And we have people coming in with comments one after another. Rashmi says she's in love with all the poetesses today. Absolutely, so am I, Rashmi. Purnima, who also relates to what Rashmi had to say about science and art, the bridge being the two between the two. I think so many more. Even Shweta relates to it, and Aparna, you're very kind. Thank you for your compliment and support. And Sangeeta says beautiful for Rashmi's poem, I believe. And we will wait for more to come in for Rita's poem next. Thank you so much, Rita ji, for another beautiful poem, which Apudi says beautifully depicted.
Thank you.
And now, Ajat Anand, it's your turn to share with us a tender reflection on unspoken love that endures through memory, where a single trigger revives a decade-old connection kept alive in silence and closed eye reverie. Don't we all relate to it? It resonates. Over to you to share with us Intertwined.
Thank you so much, Rupa. And this poem talks about the subtle emotion, which I think we all feel it somewhere in some corner of the heart. So it's a small poem. I'm going to read that. The poem is called Intertwined. Have you ever felt it in this way? Have you ever felt it in this way, that sudden drop in pressure? A smile hinting on the folds of lips. A sudden rush, a racing heartbeat. When a name you haven't spoken in a decade drifts past your ear. A time when two souls got intertwined, it is the sound of truth you still can hear. The radio today again played that song, reminding of a time of you and me. When love was in the air, then neither our words were portrayed nor any vows were ever made. Our eyes just got locked a bit longer, invariably, time and again, every day. Caught in this loop, caught in this loop, I gave my heart away. We didn't need words back then. A silent language was spoken, only with eyes, without words. It's funny how my mind has stored the smallest things about you even today. I close my eyes, take a deep breath, and you still stand fresh behind my eyes, as love resting in the silence of the unspoken depth. Have you ever felt it this way? That was my poem, Intertwined.
Wow. I think
Beautiful.
everyone,
Beautiful.
whoever may admit or not, has felt that way. And even if not felt that way, one would like to look back and imagine, yes, one did feel that way. So that is so beautiful, Rupa. I think hundreds of people, thousands of people who are going to be listening in later, and those who have joined us who are enjoying our poetry. Wow. I think this resonates, that sentiment resonates, whether we were young, foolish, or our loudest language was silence then, or it is even now.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
And now I invite dear Satinder, who's going to talk about an unnamed bond. When a soul on the brink of breaking is suddenly lifted by an unexpected, almost divine presence, a voice, a hand that restore hope when all familiar sources have failed. It is the quiet miracle of an unnamed bond that appears in darkness and becomes the light that saves. Over to you, dear Satinder ji, on the unnamed bond.
Thank you, Rupa ji, for the introduction to the poem Unnamed Bond. The bond is some hand which is stretched from uh, the realm of God, which is here with us, when we don't feel earlier, but then whenever we are in despair or in distress, there is something which consoles us, which puts his hand into our hand and takes us out of that despair. We cannot hear the words, we cannot understand what is happening, but then that is happening, which you can just feel inside. Who is there to help you? You cannot see, but he is there. He is there. The poem goes like this: when the world turns heavy and the skies feel low, when grief fills the air and sorrows do not let go, there is a touch, soft as rain, that falls on your soul. There is a touch, soft as rain, that falls on your soul, a steady presence that transforms you into a whole. Like a lantern in fog, glowing so bright, a quiet support in the depths of the night. No words to speak, no words to speak, just a hand stretched wide to comfort your heart and be there by your side. To comfort your heart and be there by your side. Pain hovers like a shadow, towering and tall. Pain hovers like a shadow, towering and tall, but that strength with you outlasts it all. But that strength with you outlasts it all. Like a banyan, unshaken through storm and strife, that offers you shelter, a heaven in life. A listening ear, like the calm of a sea, a listening ear, like the calm of a sea, absorbing the seismic waves of your agony, not rushing to heal, not rushing to heal, but allowing you space to pour out your sorrow at your own pace, to pour out your sorrow at your own pace. In the darkest of hours, when hope seems so far, in the darkest of hours, when hope seems so far, a heart waits for you like a distant star, not to shine too brightly, not to shine too brightly, not to lead the way, but to remind you that night won't last and dawn is not away. That night won't last and dawn is not away. Life's true richness lies not in the light. Life's true richness lies not in the light, but in standing together through sorrow's long night. But in standing together through sorrow's long night. For in those quiet moments where words fade away, for in those quiet moments where words fade away, a bond is revealed that forever will stay. A bond is revealed that forever will stay. Thank you.
Very nice, Satinderji.
Thank
The
you.
Before
forever
Rupa
bond.
speaks, yeah,
This bond will
beautifully.
stay forever.
Yes,
We have
absolutely.
Rashmi admiring your poem, which radiates warmth and tenderness both. Night won't last and dawn is not away.
Yeah,
Purnima
yeah.
Rao, who's been with us, she says to pour out your sorrow at your own pace is a lovely line. We have Shweta, who says, very true, Satinderji. No need to look for him. He's already there for you. We have dear Asha, who's joined in, another wonderful, wonderful person, poet, artist, and moderator, who says, hello, Satinderji. It's always a treat to be part of listening into you. And
Thank
Aputi is already there, and we have Asha Singh also commenting more. Thank you so much for the wonderful, wonderful poem, Satinder ji. Much appreciated.
And
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
very
And
nice.
now, inviting dear Shweta to share her poem where she depicts a chance encounter with a stranger that can be an door opening to countless meetings going forward. Over to you, Shweta, about the meetings.
Yeah. Uh, I had once happened in my life that the whole day was packed up with meetings and only meetings. And we all know that after a point, official meetings tend to become a little um, overbearing and a little boring also. And then at that time, this thought propped up in my mind. How can a meeting be made a more interesting subject? Something like that popped into my mind. And then uh, again, the next thought was, it can only be interesting if you have a person that you are interested in. You have that person in the meeting. Only in that case of official meeting can be as interesting as it can get. So keeping that thought in mind, I wrote this poem. Title is Meetings. Meeting a person at a meeting, I want to call it fate. Meeting a person at a meeting, I want to call it fate. Meeting the same person by fate, I want to call it coincidence. Meeting the same person by fate, I want to call it coincidence. Creating that coincidence to meet the person. Creating that coincidence to meet the person, I want to call it infatuation. Well, everything it all starts with infatuation start. So, creating that coincidence to meet the person, I want to call it infatuation. Thinking about the person just after the meeting. Thinking about the person, you have already said goodbye, your goodbyes, and still you're thinking about that person. So, thinking about the person just after the meeting, I want to call it an attraction. Losing the sense of time. Losing the sense of time while meeting the person. Well, all of us want to call it love. Losing the sense of time while meeting the person, all of us want to call it love. Living with the same person throughout the years. Living with the same person throughout the years. We know it's just an effect of all such meetings. We know it's just an effect of all such meetings. Thank you, everyone.
Wonderful. Fate, coincidence,
Yes.
destiny, meeting. There is no coincidence, there is no accident. All this is meant
Yeah.
to be, whether it is for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. It's meant
Yeah.
to be. And it was
It's meant
meant
to
to
be.
be that we were supposed to meet today, all of us, and
Yeah.
spend this 1 hour together, get to know each other, share our smiles, our pain, our emotions, our laughter with each other and those who have joined us and will be joining us. Thank you so much for this poem, Shweta. And Asha says this is the theme for our anthology as well. So I hope, Shweta, you will send in this or another poem for the anthology. And
Yes,
Asha
yes,
says,
yes, definitely.
absolutely, boring meeting should have someone to keep us awake. So she's
Yes,
talking
right.
about the accidents.
Yes.
Now, our dear host, Rupa, is going to share with us about her selfie love. Let us come to know what she has to tell us all about her selfie love.
So I needed to address this issue because it's been a bone of contention for me. But before I do that, I do want to say, Rashmi, your journey and your transformation were amazing. And I'm in awe not just of your Hindi voice modulation, but your English language poetry as well, and the rendition, and the 180 degree you have done in life, and becoming the bridge between science and creativity. I salute you. Rita, dear Rita, a mother par excellence, we send prayers for your children, and a lady from science to art as well, who talked about the 2013 situation where so many were impacted and it continues to impact, and the ashtray and immortality. Satinder ji, about this young girl who finds a life partner and dreams realized, and the unnamed bond. As always, deep and powerful and charming.
Thank
Rupa,
you.
I love your name. What a beautiful name. And your two poems, I have to say, The Ink Stained Fingers and The Love Unspoken. Both are so important. And Shweta talking about the bliss, silence, and ignorance, and talking about meeting at the meeting. Beautiful. Thank you so
Thank
much to
you.
each one of you and those who are listening in, and for your love and comments and encouragement, and those who will join us. Much appreciated. And as I get into the last poem for the day, I request everyone to go on mute. Selfie love. I do not take pleasure, but this is how I feel more or less, simply because my tolerance stands it officially tasteless. Majority writers now strap a selfie to their prose as if their face is the masterpiece the world shows. One poem, one portrait. Fine, I will let it slide. But 1 dozen in a row? Congrats, you killed my pride. Do they know I'm bored to death, scrolling past their chin with every breath? Must every metaphor come with their face attached, as if their ego and camera are permanently attached and latched? The recycled DP brigade, oh, bless their soul, posting the same selfie like it is on payroll. One more reused photo and I might combust. My sanity is vapor, my patience, fury dust. Should we ban the selfie scribes from literary space? Or find them each time they unleash their face? Maybe build them a platform for vanity parade where only the brave watch their daily upgrade. I confess, I loathe the serial selfie spree. Why though? What is wrong with me? Is it the flood, the narcissistic tide, or the fact that their face keeps hijacking the ride? I'm drowning in this selfie ocean, a sea of angles, filters, self devotion. I know no more. I've reached my limit. There, I said it. I don't usually admit it. I hate selfie sprees. Thank you so much.
Rupa, I want you to hear the sound of my clap.
Yes, same. Same here.
Only
Thank
a
you so
poet
much,
can
Rupa.
put it that way. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, humor plus the truth plus,
Yeah,
I
The
the
mean,
truth and the
imagination.
sarcasm balanced very well.
And the
I just want to
imagination.
request not to please dump hate on me, you selfie lovers and selfie posters. Please don't hate on me. Do not troll me. I don't want to hear from you, but believe me, it doesn't behoove every post to have a selfie. It does not.
absolutely.
But it is the harsh reality. True for the art world as well. And Shweta
Yeah.
also says, Asha also says, beautiful poems and moderation. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Shweta. Thank you,
Thank you.
Asha. Yes, it is true. Purnimaji, you've been with us most of the event. Thank you so much. Thank you, Asha. For those who've joined us, thank you. For those who will join us, thank you in advance. And thank you to each one of you panelists. I admire, I enjoyed listening into you, and we will meet again very soon in a few weeks at the same place at the same time. So I'll give 30 seconds to each one of you, one at a time. I'll call you by name. 30 seconds it is. Over to you, Rashmi, to share your thoughts.
Yeah, so I literally fell in love with all the poems, and especially I have already mentioned here the poems by Rita ji, Satinder di, and Rupa and Shweta, and you talking about selfie means there are so many topics which are still there, and we have to write so many things. Means it was difficult for me to come out of that phase of childhood, and now in stuck in selfie. So I'll be dreaming about this entire night, selfie love. And I have said, Ajat Anant, your poetry is Anant. And Rita ji,
So much.
means you are so excellent with words, Satinder Di, and your imagination, Shweta, hats off to you. And you took me to all the phases of life, which I had already gone through. So that's it from my side.
Thank you so much, Rashmi. Much appreciated. Rita ji, 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. So, Rupa, I begin with the conclusion. I think that was a beautiful conclusion to the poetry session today, and I loved the poem. And I like Satinderji's love is a lighthouse. I just loved that line. And similarly, Ajat Anand's, I don't know, was that Rashmi who said, I deeply lived, the deep living. I had to note down these facts. And Rupa's romance is not a firework. And there was something else that I had to say, especially about your second poem, Rupa Anand. Ajat Anand, I really loved the second poem. I'm not saying the first was bad, but it really is good. Certain things are going to stay with me. Thank you so much. And Rupa, you are, I don't know what to say. I don't have words for your coordinating, the way you do. With so much
Thank you so
affection in
much.
your voice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rita ji. Satinder ji, over to you for your 30 seconds. Our 30 seconds seem to become a minute, but over to you, 30 seconds.
Thank you. Thank you, Rupa ji. Uh, the only thing I would like to say here that I have loved each and every poem, the way everyone has rendered the poem and the different themes and how the blend of science and art in the case of Rashmi and Rita ji and
And you.
even uh, the third, I have forgotten the name, IT.
Shweta
So,
ji.
Shweta, sorry,
Yeah,
Shweta.
that is also good.
and 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 I myself have also been from the science. I have been a student of science, and then later on switched over to English. And Rupa MBA, and still she is in all this creativity, and Rupa Bhargav, everyone. I think the creativity is within every person, whatever stream she or he belongs to. Creativity is there. The only thing is that you have to go inside you and try to bring those things which are lying uh, sometimes deeply buried, or sometimes they are in the subconscious or in the conscious mind. You can bring them up, and you can write all these beautiful lines of poetry, and you can find any subject to write on. So, like selfie love or ashtray, and these are the things which we sometimes we don't think too much of about them, but you people have brought a beautiful creation out of those beautiful things. Maybe
Thank
they
you
are
so
not
much,
beautiful to look
Satinder
at.
ji.
Sorry,
Thank you,
Shweta, just
Satinder ji.
Yeah.
you was not coming.
No,
Thank you, Satinder
it's okay,
ji.
ma'am. But
So
I
so that I
invite
have to go.
Ajat
sometimes
Anand.
this happens. Sometimes this happens that you want to say something, but those
I
words
know.
don't come
All of
into
us
your
go
lips.
through it, so that's perfectly
All of
fine.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
And I invite Ajat Anand, 30 seconds.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rupa. And I would mirror what Rashmi just said. In fact, I was just amazed on the topics on which everybody chose. Like Rita ma'am, Shiva, I could connect, like as a spiritual seeker, also I could connect on the Kedarnath incident. But Ashtray, like again in there, the ashes were connected to the spiritual side. So it was so deeply thought about. Even Shweta, for you, thinking of writing a poem on a meeting a stranger, or ignorance is bliss. Like these are things which cross our minds. Many times we don't think of writing.
Yeah.
Actually, I loved your second poem a lot because I think it was so about you, your own self, right? It's your own transformation. So it actually touched somewhere in the heart for everyone, the chords of heart of everyone.
Yes, yes,
And
correct.
Rupa, both your poems, I really like the way you balance sarcasm
Yes.
and reality in such a beautiful way. I really love to listen to your poems. It's beautifully written and rendered. Satinder ji, as I've been with you previously, also, you bring small emotions so well. It just touches us. Simple and sweet, but very powerful.
Thank
So
you.
that was to sum it for everyone. Thank you so much.
And
Thank you
Rupa,
so
I
much.
love
We have
you.
Renu
I
Gupta
love you
joining
as a
in,
poet.
Gayatri Joshi joining in. Thank you so much. Shweta saying nice transformation, Rashmi. And Renu says beautiful renditions and interaction. And I gave 30 seconds to Shweta before closing the event, the session today.
Okay. Last but not the least, it was a pleasure to rendition my poetry with all of you people. It was a learning experience for me. I have done online poetry meetups with Neelam ma'am and Juhi and everyone else, but in Hindi. I did that for Hindi sessions. This was my first English session with you guys. So apart from Rashmi ji, I didn't know anyone else. So this was a great chance for me to get to know all of you, get to know about all of your poetries, and I loved it. And great seeing you all, and I hope to join you all again in the future.
Absolutely, Shweta.
Yeah.
Welcome to the first of the many English poetry sessions.
Yes.
And Rashmi, you too. Want to see more of you. And so happy to be part of this event with each one of you. Thank you for a lovely evening. Good day, good evening, good night, wherever you are. And talk to you very soon. Good night. And those who are going to join us later, thank you for coming in. So